I think spicy guacamole boy is my favorite.
What the hell was that even pertaining to?
John. Always John. Bless you.
Fuck.
Justin, just start the show, goddammit.
I am. I'm working on it.
Well, say the words to start the show, Justin. Come on now.
Okay. Welcome everyone to the 3-episode podcast, where we have a good show for you tonight. We are doing episode 2 of our Food Trio Volume 2 because we did it like a year ago, something like that. Whatever. So we're doing volume 2 of food. We're on episode 2. Last week we talked about alcohol. This week we're going to do some favorites and not so favorite things about food. I have a bunch of questions and, different categories of food that we can talk about, like favorites and things that we hate. And we also have Chef Ryan doing a nice little presentation for us on food. So let's kick it off as usual. I am your host, Justin. My brother Ryan, who will be cooking for us tonight.
He's above you.
Well, I don't know where it ends. It always gets mixed up between what Zoom shows and what YouTube shows. So it's whatever.
That's why I put both on. And I can...
Yeah. And then we have Chef Riv.
Chef Riv, goddamn right. Better than Ryan in every way.
Oh, my God. And then we have the lovely Val. And Val, why don't you tell us who you have with you?
So I just wanted to say hello, chefs. And also this is
bow to them.
Yeah, that's what you. Hello, chef.
John deserves no bowing. Okay.
Fuck you. I got a higher rank than you without the fucking 2 years of bullshit college that you went to.
Let me live my life. So this is the other half of the spicy Italian combo.
I'm fucking dying from this incense. I think you're trying to kill me.
This is my sexy gentleman caller, Dominic. Say hello, Dom.
Oh, sup? Fucking God, I'm gonna
I
die.
knew you were a sub. You have a Dom and a sub. Oh man.
Let me pass out. Call 911.
There's a lot of facets to this.
No.
Like a fat ass.
So we're letting Ryan teach us how. Like, I'm gonna dumb guy it down for the folks at home.
Yes, please.
Slash the audio medium later on. But before we get into that, I got a cool cocktail I'm making tonight that I learned over the week.
Hey,
Tell us
John.
what you're drinking, John.
Hey, John, what are you drinking?
I am going to make on air a Korean mule.
Ooh.
Now, everybody knows I've been drinking a French mule, a Mexican mule, Moscow mule, yada yada mule, American mule. I never thought to take Korean soju and make a mule out of it, so I grabbed a strawberry flavored Jinro soju, which is out of South Korea, right out of Seoul. In my glass already, I've got some ice, and I added a little bit of lemon juice because I didn't want to bring that over here. So we're just gonna go ahead and do.
Oh yeah.
About half a bottle, works. And my go-to ginger beer, the Q Ginger Beer brand. Oh yeah, oh baby, look at that.
They have a really excellent hibiscus ginger beer.
I was gonna do that, but I figured the hibiscus and the strawberry would probably kill my palate tonight.
I agree. Good choice.
And I've got wine to celebrate afterwards, so a little bit left in there just because I poured a little bit more soju than I was expecting. But oh man, I can't wait to just mix that shit up.
I love that fancy mixer you got there, John.
Yeah, it's
baby.
It's a sexy swizzle.
Jesus,
it's a sexy swizzle. Let him be. He's salt of the earth. Let him be.
I fucking love it. That's how I usually mix my drinks too. But she has to be all fancy and have straws. She ruins it for us.
It makes me think of that new TikTok trend where it's like it's my first day as a serial killer, and they like pour the little mix into the water and they spin it with their thing, and then they die at the end of the TikTok.
What?
Have you not? Now you're more on TikTok than I am. I'm surprised.
I don't know what I love TikTok, and I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
It's all right. It's like a trend of like joke videos where it's like my first day on the job as like an assassin or whatever, and they like pour like sugar into some water to like be like a powder poison, and they mix it with their finger, and then they put it in the mouth.
Oh yeah, I get it.
A half a second after, they just fall to the ground dead, air quotes.
I mean, that's why I'm not a spy.
Oh, that's the reason?
That's the reason?
The only.
It's not that everyone would know. Oh, who's that purple hair chick? I don't know.
Bruh, these exist.
You should have said purple hair bitch again. Run.
I don't know what you're
Fucking
talking
terrible.
We actually spy show before this. Literally 20 minutes in.
Oh yeah, we just watched the show. What was it called? Spy. I don't know. Is it on
Spy
Netflix?
bullshit.
Spycraft.
Spycraft.
Yeah, that was it. It sucked.
It was okay, but we were too drunk already to appreciate it.
So
I'm gonna start cooking. Is everyone okay with that?
Yeah.
just gonna come out and say it now for the folks watching on YouTube this evening. For whatever reason, our YouTube chat is not working. I don't know how
Not
to fix
working
it.
again.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not working
I'm
again.
gonna start
I
the
don't know.
marsala
Goddamn GameStop.
in a large pan. Large saute pan.
I mean,
I'm gonna start with
a
a,
big frying pan, folks at home. Big frying pan.
Big boy. It's
I'm
called
gonna
the
start
big
with
boy.
like about like almost half a thing of butter. I'm gonna let
I mean,
stick
stick. You're
in
gonna put
there.
a half a stick of butter in there. You
And
can
now
make this thing
I'm using
eat up your
chicken
butter.
thighs, and I made a dredge of flour.
He's using chicken thighs like
This
a
is
fucking
salt,
scrub.
pepper, onion
Onion
powder,
pepper.
and garlic powder. I'm just gonna get the chicken nice and coated.
You let
Very
him with
nice. So while
Red that
Ryan
bitch up.
Ryan does this, my first question for the night for topic of conversation is, what is your favorite thing to cook? Since we're starting off with Ryan cooking, do you like to cook, and what's your favorite thing to cook? And I want, because I know Val, you're gonna cook something for us next week.
Yeah.
So are you gonna cook what your favorite thing is to cook? Or are you just cooking something that
No.
just to cook?
So next week I'm gonna cook something that's one of my favorites, but it's not my very favorite thing to cook. It's just because it's quick and easy, and it's kind of like it's a good like guest entertainer snack. But my favorite thing to answer your question, yes, I do. I love to cook. I have some really wonderful family members that throughout my childhood taught me how to cook some really amazing things. My grandmother had a restaurant growing up, and so she's taught me a lot of wonderful things about cooking.
What kind of restaurant?
So she had in Attleboro, Mass. She had something called it was called Carla's Cozy Kitchen, and it was
Three
like
Ks.
yes, 3Ks. Yeah, even though my aunt Carla, so it was named after my aunt Carla.
3Ks.
So who? Yeah, exactly. Don't talk about it. So we don't talk about it. It's fine. So it was like a breakfast and lunch diner. And it was just like the most delicious, like greasy spoon food. But that Nana is like, she's still alive. And she taught me how to cook some amazing things. But I think my favorite thing to cook, is a steak. I love a good steak. And I have, over the last year in quarantine, perfected a reverse sear, which means that you put in the oven low and slow until it reaches a certain internal temperature. And it doesn't necessarily look that great on the outside. It kind of looks kind of gray and gross. But then you sear it and render the fat. So you take it out from the oven and then you put it on like a cast iron skillet. And like you give it like a butter bath while it's super high in the cast iron skillet, and it crisps up and it's delicious. And so like internally it's like this beautiful slow cooked tender meat, and then on the outside it's like this beautiful crispy colorful delightful steak. So that's probably my favorite thing to do. Yeah, do you have a favorite thing you like to cook?
Yep.
Okay, you're not gonna tell us.
You gonna ask me about it?
Yeah.
I cook the chicken until it turns to
Oh wait, hold on.
Is that medium rare, Ryan? It better be a medium rare. Everyone knows the perfect chicken temperature is medium rare. You want it pink in the middle and no flavor. You want it to taste like rubber.
Yes.
Already, I can tell you, I don't think they're picking this show up on Food Network. So
I hope to God they don't.
That's okay.
I'm gonna
I'm
toss,
like the reverse ultimate.
once I flip the chicken the first time, I'm gonna toss some onions in,
Onion
Oh,
pepper.
toss them in there, baby.
a little bit of
Ain't gonna get soft, bro.
garlic,
Oh God, I love watching people cook.
Oh, he actually is in his.
Yeah, squeeze that shit in. Squeeze
Squeeze.
it good, dude.
Wait, so this would be an awesome cooking show.
Man,
It's one
I
person
already-
cooking.
Cut a bowl of mushrooms, a pack of
Hey,
mushrooms.
Hey Ryan,
What?
my safe word is frittata.
So this is the cooking show. It's one person cooking, and then there's a critic. There's a critic that's telling him what he's doing wrong, and then there's another person that's talking like they're having sex with the food.
So it's literally the show nailed it.
I think food.
Wonderful.
Honestly, I think cooking is, besides sex. I think cooking is the sexiest thing that exists. I really do. It's so engaging with the senses.
I knew there was a reason you and I became friends, Val. Day
So,
one,
Dom-
let's get drunk at Quantum Point.
I don't think.
Hour
I don't think we-
6, let's order a pizza, white pizza with broccoli and whatever the fuck else on it, because we were weird that night.
What was even on the pizza? I feel like I browned out that night.
Dude, you did brown out that night. It was a white pizza, no sauce,
It's almost a
cheese.
blackout, but
We
not
did
really.
chicken, broccoli, and I think gorgonzola, which was the weird part, but made it really tasty.
Did it? I don't
It
remember.
did though.
Can Zola really make that much of a difference?
It's gross.
Well,
Okay.
All right, so coming from an ex-pizza chef point of view, I can tell you that chicken just has no flavor once it hits a pizza.
That's true.
And broccoli is good for texture, but again, there's almost no flavor to it. So that's why, like, when you see like chicken pizzas, it's like got hot peppers on it or like pesto or things like that. So when you throw on like a blue cheese on it, it actually like kicks it up a notch to like give it some sort of different flavor.
Yeah, because usually when you cook chicken and put it on a pizza, it's drier than a nun's cunt. It's fucking
Yeah.
just. Oh.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm gonna do this and request a high five right below you. Just high five down, bro.
Got it.
Nice. So John, what's your favorite thing to cook?
No,
Since
It's just very hard for me to be speechless.
Especially because your mom's probably watching, right, Val?
Oh,
Hi, Mom.
Hi. Nice to meet you, Mom.
First impressions never matter. People never change. What's the horny? Nothing more. I'm sorry.
oh my god.
There's your Paramore sound rep that we can use later on in life.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, it depends on several factors, which is what season is it? Am I working in a restaurant? Am I sad or am I happy? Now, 3 of those things don't matter, which is if I'm sad, happy, and what season it is, because I will always make like breaded pork chops or fried chicken.
Ooh.
Okay.
Because those are just my comfort foods. If you're sad, make a fried food. If you're happy, make a fried food. No matter what season it is, make a delicious fried food. Like you're not sad or whatever, and you're happier afterwards, so it's fine. If I'm working in the restaurant, oh man, I was like the appetizer / dessert king at Copper City. There was one that I was bartending, and my buddies come in. They're like, "Yo, we want a creme brulee." I'm like, "Yeah, sure, no problem." And the kitchen had just closed. I asked my boss, I'm like, "You mind if I just make this real quick? Like, it's super easy." He goes, yeah, sure. He goes, "And it's a lava cake too. I'm just gonna do that." He's like, "Yeah, it's fucking microwave. I don't give a shit." I'm like, "All right, cool." And we had this awesome torch, and I put the torch on, and I just go, "Oh!" And my friends look back and see that, and my boss is having a Bud Light, and they go, "You really trust Riv with a torch?" And he looks back and just. So
I
like,
have a question.
Oh my God.
Why does anyone trust you with a flame? Anyone do that?
That's a very good question. Wait, so Rye, update us. What you showed the camera something. What are you doing now?
So I showed the camera.
those
I
are
already
potatoes.
started this earlier. I chopped up potatoes for mashed potatoes. They
Irish
just
guacamole, folks.
boiling. I just flipped the chicken again, and I put the onions, the garlic, and the mushrooms on the bottom to start cooking. I also started a pot back here that has garlic, butter, and milk in it.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, they call that the backdoor pot. That's the tech.
And I'm going to finish the mashed
You
potatoes
dick.
in a second. Right after I'm gonna let that cook a little while and finish mashed potatoes. And you always go hot. You never put cold milk or butter inside mashed potatoes when you're doing mashed potatoes. You always go from hot, because when you put the cold in, it fucks up the whole mashed potatoes. It doesn't all come together really nice.
Now, Ryan,
Normally when I do mashed potatoes, I like to have a KitchenAid mixer. I don't have one right now, so I'm just gonna do the good old hand masher.
Bruh, you need a whisk.
so wait, Ryan, tell me this.
What?
Ryan, is it because the milk will scald if you put it in cold into like a super hot pan?
No, it won't go in, like, it won't mix right. It'll reduce the temperature of the actual potatoes, and it won't get fluffy.
So the viscosity will get fucked up and it'll get like gummy.
You ever had mashed potatoes with like a sheen on it?
Yeah, it's like gummy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, my dad did that once, and his mother made fun of him, and I enjoyed it very much.
Hey folks, Riv here again. Everything Ryan just said is bullshit, because that's how I make my mashed potatoes at home, and they come out just fine.
It's
Oh,
not,
hey,
not
Rev,
bullshit, John, because you
make
were
garbage.
wrong.
wait, did you say?
I mean, which one of you have an education, John? You know,
I mean, I went to college, so clearly
that's not what I meant.
I
That's
know.
not what I meant.
I worked in the industry longer than he did.
Do you want to say what you like to cook?
Sure.
All right, well, go ahead, because
I swear to God, if you make a meatball
I'm-
sub joke, I'm gonna kick somebody in the taint.
I'm gonna tinkle. I gotta tinkle.
Every 15 minutes, ladies and gents.
That's her cat follows her.
Wait, I got the COP. How do you do it?
I'm the kitten. Let me in.
What
So-
is this bullshit?
So,
Why?
Dom, what do you like to cook?
Huh?
What do you like to cook?
My favorite dish to make is from scratch an Italian Cajun chicken Alfredo.
Oh wow. Okay.
Fantastic. I love
Educate
cooking.
me, Daddy. I am confused and interested.
Yeah, that's a nice little fusion there. That's pretty cool.
All right, so there's like 3 different things going on at once that I have to do. So I'm literally fucking. So the first thing I do is I start the pan on the oven. I put it in with olive oil and butter, just so it soaks up all the chicken. And then I start another pot with the pasta in it. And then on another pot, I have the sauce cooking. So what I do is I put in butter, 4 different types of cheeses, heavy whipping cream. The fuck else is in it?
Are you giving a whole recipe?
Yeah, they made me fucking.
We asked, and now we want to know even more.
They're like,
Also, I want to know when the next time you'll be seeing Val is, and if you can make this for dinner.
it takes a long time, so I'd have to have like an hour to do everything.
I'll let you know when. He
Oh
comes.
no, a whole hour.
No,
Well, we asked you about it because instead of just saying something like I don't know, it's something generic. You said like a fusion food that sounded really good. So
yeah, exactly. So once all the sauce is mixed in and stirred in, I add Cajun seasoning to it, and then while the chicken's cooking, I put on Cajun seasoning as well as salt and pepper, and I do something with the pasta. I put in olive oil, chicken stock, salt and pepper, and some Cajun seasoning while the water's boiling. Then I add the pasta in so it can soak up all the juices and everything. Once I pour it into the strainer, I put it into a big pallet and I mix everything together. Usually, if I do it right, it comes out at the same exact time, so nothing is standing for a while.
That's a sign of a good cook.
Yeah, usually it works out well. If it doesn't work out, it means I fucked up on something.
I also have
Garlic.
not.
Add garlic too. I just got a garlic compressor. Fucking best thing in the
garlic.
world.
Do you mean a garlic press?
Compressor.
It's not called that.
Well, it is now.
Okay.
Compressor.
So I actually have not had
It's
that yet.
$13 on Amazon.
So I'll let
It's
you,
a presser.
Overpaid.
I'll let you,
Overpaid.
I'll let you know how it is if he ever makes it for me.
Of course I'm gonna make it. For you. I'm not gonna share. With
Make it in front of me and just let me
dude,
smell it.
You like that shit? You like shit.
Chef Ryan, Justin, how you doing?
See, this is what we need for our audio podcast 3 weeks from now when Justin puts this episode up on the air. Like, this is what I was hoping to get for.
How's the onion pepper?
Yeah, how's it going?
It's going pretty good. All right, let me update you guys in 1 second. Let me just get this roux in. I just did a quick roux.
Oh, wait, hold
What's
on.
what's a roux?
Yeah, explain.
A
to people
roux
what
is
some people don't know.
usually
She was a bit character from the first Hunger Games film who died.
Too many loud
That's
mouths.
true.
I actually would like my friends to know what a roux is, Brian.
So a roux is traditionally something that is used by chefs to thicken things. It's usually traditionally butter and flour. There's a couple different kinds of roux. This is a white roux. So I heated up butter. I added the flour into it, and now I'm just gonna let it cook a little bit until it starts getting a little bit dry, and then it's gonna go into the sauce to help reduce the sauce down.
Very cool.
I added, while you guys were talking, I added Marsala wine.
Attaboy.
I added most of a cup of chicken stock, and I added a little bit of tomato paste. I like tomato paste in my Marsala.
I
I
think
feel like
too.
it
That
helps
sounds
the
delicious.
flavors.
I was gonna say, it sounds to me like anytime I feel like it picks up tomato picks up well with flavors in the wine.
Yeah. And
Okay.
also tomato paste itself is
Very elaborate.
Very good.
Very nice. So my next question is, what is your favorite international food to get? Like either from a restaurant or from a fast food place, or your favorite something from another country. I don't know.
British McDonald's.
Stop.
What, John?
British McDonald's.
British McDonald. Where can you get British McDonald around here?
In Britain.
Yeah, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking
No.
about food you can get here that's international food.
I sincerely hope that you don't mean literally any food that we can get in America, because none of it is international.
Oh God, you're such a pain in the ass. You
Have
know
you
what
met
I
me?
mean.
Over the last 2.5 years, have you met me?
You know what I mean.
Let me give you guys a little bit of sexy shots right now.
Oh yeah, please. I want to make my
That right
penis
there is my
very stiff.
mashed potatoes.
Ew.
Pretty nice.
It's
I
like
always
fuck-
clean.
Is it moist?
Oh,
Looks
it's super moist.
Oh
And
my
there's-
god. Jeff Hunter,
yeah.
that looks
Oh, yeah.
delightful.
Oh
Please.
yeah.
Sprinkle it on my penis.
No.
Justin, this is where you go in and just make it only his shot, but except now he's moved. So many food
Now
and
it's-
who cares?
Now it's been changed.
Ugh.
Very nice.
So, folks at home, what he did was everything wrong. What you're supposed to do is put the chicken
Why?
10 seconds aside. You add in cold milk and cold butter, and then you let that shit melt down. It totally makes it way better, regardless of whatever Ryan tells you.
Well,
Then-
that's your opinion. That doesn't mean he did anything wrong.
Well, the
Wait,
thing
why?
you definitely did
why
wrong
do
was
you
add the
think
tomato
that, John?
paste. You don't do that. It's gross.
In your opinion.
No.
Okay, fucking cold too.
What's that?
Isn't the tomato paste sort of cold too?
Yeah,
Yeah, but
probably. Yeah, he's doing
That way
everything.
in the that way.
It's the milk has a high fat content, and that affects things more than a tomato does, because a tomato is high in acid. Am I wrong, Chef Ryan?
Yes. The tomato.
I'm
The
wrong.
tomato,
Am I
the tomato
wrong?
and the marsala is different. We were talking about the mashed potatoes.
I'm gonna, cool. I'm gonna go jump off the roof.
Oh, I mean, if you're gonna jump off a bridge, I can already tell you that the dude who jumped off
pretty-
this Aiken Bridge failed it life
Going-
on that one.
Great. So going back to my original question, favorite international. So, food you can get here that's from another country. And yes, I know most food is from other countries, John. Fuck you. You know what I mean?
No, but I gotta be this guy, because if you're gonna say Chinese food, no, it's Americanized Chinese food. It doesn't technically count.
I mean, they
Most
still
Italian food is made by Mexicans, and are thus not quite that Italian any further. Pizza itself was actually created in America after World War One to give GIs the experience of Italian food again. So what do you mean, Justin?
Cool. I'm gonna answer this question.
Thank
Sushi.
you, Val.
I really like sushi. I think sushi is an excellent addition to cuisine. I think it's fresh and light, and John, eat a dick. Yeah.
Yay!
As I'm drinking Korean
Correct.
soju.
Yes, I love sushi, and I also anything that has raw meat in it for some reason I like. Oh my god, that looks so good.
Your plate is too monochromatic. It needs a nice green. Where are the green beans?
Oh,
My
shut up.
God.
My cock, John.
Chef Hunter, you have my respect.
I think my favorite part to this whole bit is he's just gonna like walk off camera, like go eat, and just leave the fucking kitchen in the background.
Gone for 45 minutes with an empty pot in the background.
Comes
Hey.
back, not wearing a shirt, sweating, pants are behind him. Like,
Hey Ryan, could you check the spice cabinet for me for just 1 second?
What are you looking for?
Yeah, there's like a spice that maybe you want. I don't know if you. I don't. Well, maybe on like up on the top shelf. I don't know. I feel like you use the spice.
Oil?
Yeah. No, a different one. You should, maybe behind that. Whatever behind that. Which one are you talking about?
flick it.
Pumpkin pie spice or Adobe?
Adobe. It was Adobe.
everybody wants adobo. Adobo is the perfect spice.
Okay, yeah, I got it.
Adobe.
Oh, a dildo is very nice.
A dildo spice.
You should totally have just taken it out and cranked it like it was a pepper mill.
Ugh.
Oh shit. So if I had answered this question maybe like a year ago or something, I probably would have just said Chinese. But I have recently gotten to Thai food, and I love Thai food. So
See you the question back.
Do you like peanut sauce?
yes.
I love it. He's a gay
Do you like
I-
fish sticks?
I am not a fan of peanut sauce, and I wish that I was because I love Thai food, but something about peanut sauce, I don't know why my tongue doesn't like it.
That's not what you said last night.
Well, it depends what peanut sauce you're talking about, really.
Okay, educate us, Ryan, because I'm not sure what you mean.
Are you talking about like pad thai?
Yeah.
Pad thai, it depends on the region of something like that, but it might be the fish sauce. Do you like fish sauce?
I like fish
I've never had it by itself before, so I don't know.
Yeah.
sauce.
Well, one of the major things that makes a difference is how much fish sauce they put in, or if they even put fish sauce in for pad thai for the peanut sauce. Completely changes the flavor.
Oh,
Bless you.
okay.
Are you, Ryan, before you dig into it, are you sitting on a sideways drinks or like cup rack for a dishwasher?
No.
Because that's how we used to eat our meals.
Oh, I know.
In the back kitchen or on a bucket upside down.
I'm still getting used to like new do Ryan. Did this happen last week?
What?
The short hair boy. Is this
This
a
happened Tuesday?
Oh, so
Yeah,
I'm not.
something like that.
Last Tuesday.
Oh, so this was last week when I was hopped up on druggies and having
Yeah.
a bad time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Was it really
Oh,
that bad?
yeah, the kidney stone.
Oh, fuck.
I know it was a bad
Yeah.
time. Bad time.
You
So
do
how
it
is
on a roller coaster, Val? That's all you gotta do.
it? What'd you say?
You gotta ride a roller coaster.
No.
So John, do you want to answer the question?
I mean, I kind of answered the question, but I'm actually gonna say I love going to like those Greek diners,
Okay.
and because they always do like the standardized American bullshit that we all want to go to a Greek diner for.
Right.
And actually down your way, Justin, the perfect example of this is Valley Diner.
Okay. Yep.
I love getting VD, but I also love getting like the Greek food at VD.
I feel like that
You
was
like
a
the
sound
burn?
bite. That was a sound bite. There was a sound bite somewhere.
Yep.
It was a
Oh, yeah,
soundbite. You're welcome
totally.
for it.
Yeah.
But like they do like the stuffed grape leaves over there, and they're actually like some of the best stuffed grape leaves I've ever had.
Do you mean dolmades?
You know, I do mean those, but I don't. But I know that sometimes people at home may not know what that means.
Well, I was.
No, they just hear leaves and like, yeah, what the fuck's wrong?
Megan, it's poison ivy.
Ew.
I will say I was exposed to Greek food for the first time ever for a long time, and it's some of the most delicious. Greek food is delicious.
It
I
definitely
love.
is.
Yeah.
It's also the country is amazing. The country is beautiful. It's
Oh.
where Amber and I have decided that we're going to retire when we finally get to that point. So
So that's the one place where I'm actually learning Greek on Duolingo because I would like to vacation to Santorini at some point when life is not terrible.
Santorini was gorgeous. That was one of the best experiences ever.
Oh, you've been to Santorini?
Yep.
Fuck me, man. All I want to do is get railed in an infinity pool in Santorini. That's all I want with my life. I can die happy.
Dom's over
Okay.
here like, I'm Italian. Best I can do is like Capua.
I'm going to Italy and I can fuck you in an infinity pool.
No,
You're gonna, Mom, can we go to Greece? No, we have Greece at home. The Greece at home, Italy.
the Greece at home. The Greece at home is Olive Garden.
This is not what's happening, Mrs. Valerie's mother. When you say we're going to Greece, I'm not fucking your daughter in an infinity pool.
Oh,
It's gonna be a millennium pool instead.
Maybe that's when our
Oh my
kid
God.
will.
it's gonna be one of those inflatable pools.
Oh
It'll
God.
be
It's
fine.
gonna be a ball pit instead.
Most of
It'll
those
be,
things-
it'll be the ball pit in a McDonald's. It's fine.
Oh good.
But it's gonna be the ball pit in a McDonald's in like Braintree.
the ball pit in the Braintree McDonald's. Oh. Hey Ryan, how are you managing to keep your food down amidst all this garbage?
Oh, I've watched I've seen, heard, and watched worse things while I've eaten. I'm good.
He used to have an active account on efucked.com, so
Oh,
What is
he
he?
introduced me to 2 girls, 1 cup while eating pudding.
I don't know what the whole big thing about 2 girls, 1 cup is. It's just soft serve ice cream.
I've never been. Wait, you don't know what efuck.com is?
Maybe when I was like 15, I've seen 2
How old
girls.
are you now, Dom? Just so I can adequately put a date range on you.
29. I like them young and nubile.
Okay, so roughly efuck.com is exactly what it sounds like. It was porn for people who don't actually want porn.
It's like garbage people porn.
Oh, good. That's what I was looking at when I was 15, apparently.
No, but it's like
Oh, this is a good website.
it's porn that makes you feel bad about yourself.
Oh God.
Tagline.
Why
Anyways,
why
let's
would
get
it
back
make you feel
about
bad
food.
It makes you feel bad about yourself because watch it and you'll understand why.
Well, that's just
Going
fantastic.
on his phone right now, like, hey.
It's
Wonderful.
It's
Can I
yuck.
answer an international foods question?
Yes, please,
Okay.
please, yes.
Italian food, you're the biggest fucking cop out in the world.
Not Chef Hunter's. God damn it.
Justin, do you have any other questions that aren't
Well,
involving?
I have a page. I have a whole page of questions.
Don't you want to talk about fucking trailer park people having sex with their
No,
brothers?
I'm good.
Not like Trailer Park Boys?
Bingo.
Yeah.
Yes.
We make more
Yeah, I'll go
cocktail.
I'll make tailcock. Oh, I'm gonna use Russ accent the rest of the show. With you. This is fun.
Okay, right.
My favorite international food is real ramen. Not some bullshit ramen from a package. Not some bullshit ramen from fucking that you get at a store. I mean like real ramen made from places with menus that you can't read.
Yeah, how do you
With
how do you feel
words
about
like tonkatsu and pork?
Yeah.
how do you feel about udon ramen?
Gross.
Oh,
I mean,
I love
what do you mean?
udon.
A packets of udon?
No, like ramen, but with instead of ramen noodles, you get udon noodles. I love ramen.
I mean I prefer real ramen noodles. The thickness of the udon isn't really necessarily what I'm going for when I go for ramen.
I
Hey
think
Ryan, I like them real thick and beefy.
Okay.
that's
Oh,
the thing,
okay.
though, is Ryan has gotten noodles with me numerous times between pho, udon, ramen. I brought him to like a hot pot place up here with Devin. The only noodle I don't like is that thick udon noodle because every time I eat it, I'm just like, oh no, I'm actually eating a worm. This is the worst.
I love that. I love the way your teeth sink into an udon noodle, like it's a little bit
Do it.
squishy.
I love like that middle ground between like pho and udon. I want that like lo mein-esque noodle.
See, I don't know. I like my noodles real thick.
I prefer wavy. It's kind of American to prefer wavy, but I do just prefer wavy in my ramen. I sometimes like hot ramen, but my favorite fucking thing is whenever I go down to New York City, I fucking get ramen from places in like Hell's Kitchen and shit. Like
Yeah,
really
where was
good
that place that
fucking
we went to that started with a Z? It was like Zing or I forgot what the hell it was called.
Was that when you went down alone? Or I mean Ryan went down alone and just like he's like, I'm going to get dim sum in New York. You want to come? I'm like, I have to work today, so no.
Yeah, no, well, what you're talking about, I went down to New York and I was like, I'm going to go and get some, I'm going to go and get some
The
models
models. Yeah.
to make. I'm like, where should I go for that? Oh, obviously Little China. And I wandered around there for a while and I was in one of the stores and I had just spent like almost $100 at the store. I turned to the guy. I'm like, where can I get good dim sum? He's like, well, if you go around the corner and you're going to see a wide open doorway with an escalator that goes up. Go up there. There's a dim sum restaurant up there. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I walk down the street with my backpack and everything. I walk down and I walk into this like, it looks like an office building. I'm like, I guess this is where it is. And I walk in and I go up the escalator, I turn, and there's this huge banquet hall in front of me. And there's no white people. Absolutely no fucking white people in there. I am the only white person. And I walk in and I look around and everybody's fucking staring at me. And a waitress comes up to me and like points to a table and goes, you sit. And I am like, yeah, I sit. So I go and I sit down at the table and I'm looking around and everybody's like glancing at me and everything like that. And suddenly a cart comes by and this woman starts going, which one you want? And there's like plates of dim sum. And I can smell it. It smells good. But I'm like, what is it? And she's like, which one you want?
Right, you're lying. You know it was which one? Which one?
Yeah. I'm like, what's in it? What is it? And she's like, what do you want? I'm like, I don't know. And I literally got up and I was like, I don't belong in this place. I'm leaving. And
Meanwhile, what you didn't see was the dude in the back corner was like sharpening a samurai blade, like, he would not be Yakuza.
You know what? The only time I've ever had dim sum that was delicious was I was in Connecticut.
Mistake number one.
It was the person that I was dating at the time. We went to this dim sum restaurant and it was a huge building, but there were no cars there. And we were like, what is happening? And we went in and it was this huge banquet hall. It was a huge banquet hall. And this was like, it was like 2 p.m. on like a Friday. So there was people there, but there weren't a lot. And it was the exact same situation that Ryan said. Someone walked up to us, was like, you sit? And we were like, yeah. And so we sat down in the middle of this banquet hall that sat like 300 people. We were the only ones there. There's like giant jade statues everywhere. And then this cart would come by and they'd be like, yes, yes, you, yes, yes. And we'd be like, yeah, can we just, what's in? And they would just like hand us things. It was like, okay. But it was all really delicious. But it was like very confusing and a little bit accosting. And it was, I mean, it was fine. But that's my only dim sum experience.
I ended up actually finding another dim sum place down the street that had, once again, menus that had like 3 English words on it. But I was able to pull up my Google Translate app and like actually read what everything was.
English words were Coke, water, and sake.
Yeah, no, I love those pictures of like the Chinese food restaurant where the person making the menu just did like a really quick Google Translate and it translated really wrong, and they just put it on the menu anyway because they didn't speak any English. Like those are the best.
So for people that don't know what dim sum is like the equivalent of like a Brazilian steakhouse in which they like will come around on little carts and like you all sorts of things in these little like steamed bamboo containers, and it can be anything, but like if you don't know the language or if the menu is not accommodating to English and you don't speak English, you're kind of just like, okay, I guess we're gonna have this.
No American knows Chinese. They don't offer Chinese
Well,
in fucking high school.
the thing, but it's one of those things that you just kind of got to either know or you just kind of go with it.
Which Dom is a crazy thing because in most countries, English is offered in almost all high schools.
Other country it's offered. You have to know English in order to make it in the world, apparently.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because Chinese is spoken in so many different.
Yeah.
I mean, like there's like what 4 or 5 different Chinese languages.
Yeah, but I mean,
there's different dialects, and they all.
But also in terms of like population, like there's a very large population. Chinese.
Well, if you look at the population of the earth, more people speak Chinese than people that speak English as a first language. So.
Exactly. So it's very strange. Oh, wait, hi, Chef Ryan, how was everything? How did everything come out?
He hasn't talked, so I'm pretty sure.
Everything was awesome.
I have a question. Could you also tell me about the spices in your cabinet? I just want you to like let me know like what your favorite spices are. Can you just like show me some of your favorite spices?
And can you taste your favorite spice in that
But
cabinet?
it's opening the cabinet again.
No, just like let me know like what
joke here that I'm thinking. Did Ryan hide a dildo in there that I
don't know what you're talking about. I just want to know about his favorite spices.
We have to have him taste his favorite spice.
Yeah, just like
just put a tongue on it.
Just like tell me about your favorite.
God, I hate you folks.
You didn't see that the first time, John? You just thought he was looking at spices?
No, I fucking didn't. We've not. God damn it.
If we're being absolutely serious,
For the
my
audience.
favorite,
so good.
Ryan, shut up for a moment. Folks at home, what you don't know is that we're looking inside Ryan's own kitchen and they've stuck a dildo into the spice cabinet.
It's not just, here's the thing, it's not just any dildo. It's not just any dildo.
It's a used dildo.
Do you want to tell us who it is? It's our very special sweet dildo that's very close to my heart.
It's Richard.
It's Rich. It's Sir Richard. It's Sir Richard Pinkton III.
Oh my God.
Well, no, wait,
what
Ryan.
happened to the first and second?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, God.
Ryan, do you want to actually tell us about your favorite spice? Because I think that's actually probably like a really good question.
Yeah, it is.
All right. Since garlic and onion don't count to me as actual spices,
Okay.
my favorite spice itself is cumin.
Ooh.
I love putting cumin in things. Personally, it's I love Spanish food, but I also love just what cumin kind of brings to things. It kind of like brings that slice. It's not really spiciness. It's kind of like a earthiness.
Smoky. It's very smoky.
Yeah. I of the spices, that's my favorite. If we count garlic, it's garlic because I put garlic in fucking everything.
Yep.
So I would say that like if I was to not consider garlic and onion, so like in everything that I've ever cooked in my entire life, I always put salt, pepper, Salt, pepper, garlic, onion.
I'm leaving. My dick is into anything that you cook.
If we're not talking about salt, pepper, garlic, or onion, which like I feel like those are like staple spices, my favorite spice is paprika. I have found myself in the last couple of years using paprika in everything that I make. And there's this place called Christina's Spices. It's in Inman Square in Cambridge.
So good.
And we have,
I love that place.
oh my God. So that what? Yeah, go get the Hawaiian sea salt. Okay. So I just went there a couple of like a week ago. And they have some amazing like rare spices that are really great and they're super affordable. And one of the spices that I got was Hungarian smoked paprika. And I didn't know this until a while ago, but all paprika is dehydrated pulverized bell pepper. So if you cook with paprika, all it is bell pepper. But like if it's something about the smokiness of like Hungarian smoked paprika, it just like it adds this like earthy, tangy flavor to everything that I make. And I found myself like craving it. Like I'll wake up in the morning craving this spice. And the other one that I really, really love. So this is also from Christina's. It's black Hawaiian sea salt. And if you can see it, so viewers that are not watching, it is like pitch black sea salt, and it's this really coarse sea salt. But what makes it special is that it has like volcanic rock. I don't know, something about the volcanic rock makes it black. So it's this black sea salt, and that property of it makes it like super earthy. It's got this earthy, not really smoky, but I don't know. It's like it's
Not as strong.
It's not as strong as regular sea salt. And I made some focaccia from scratch yesterday, and I put it on the top, and it's just like this beautiful mild salt that just like I don't know, it's fancy and it's flashy, and I think those are my two favorite spices.
So Val, do you know the game show The Matching Game? It's currently Alan whatever no Alec, what the hell is his name? I don't know what his name is.
Been around for a long time.
No.
Well, the guy who's currently doing it,
is it Alan from QI?
No, it's the guy who plays Trump on SNL.
Three people.
Baldwin, that's it. So there was a contestant, and they do the whole like getting to know you, and they do one of the things they ask is like something interesting about you. They had a contestant on one of the more recent episodes that says that she collects salt.
Yes. Okay. So yes. All right. Wait. Hold on. So yes, this is like a thing that I would do. I actually have salt. I actually do collect salt. So I collect. I have all different kinds of truffle salt that are in there. I have white truffle salt, black truffle salt, different kinds of Himalayan salt. Yeah, salt is like a whole like salt is its own really incredible world of like flavorings and like where the salt is from and the water that it's collected from and like the minerals of the water that is dehydrated from affect the flavor, and it's just so beautiful. Like there's different I love cooking, and this is like salt is one of the things that like really can affect what your dish is like.
Right. So correct me if I'm wrong. Well, Ryan walked away, but I've heard salt called the flavorings flavor because basically salt is there to enhance whatever is in the dish. Yeah. So salt doesn't necessarily have its own. I mean, it does have its own flavor, but it's there to make the other flavors better.
So what I would suggest to anyone who's getting. So what'd you say?
I was gonna say, if you're cooking at home, you don't want to use table salt in your dish. You want to actually like be using kosher salt because it's a less saltier salt. So you don't accidentally over salt your dish. God forbid that's a thing.
It's happened many times. Jesus Christ.
What I would suggest to everyone who's like, if you're like interested in cooking but not really skilled in it, there's this Netflix show called Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat, and it was a cooking book before it was a show, and it breaks every aspect of cooking down into those four elements: salt, fat, acid, heat. And the salt episode is so beautiful because it talks about different sourcing of different kinds of salts. And one of the chef that does it, and I forget her name, and I'm gonna look it up before the end of the episode, but the the chef that wrote the book and is in the show, she talks about how when you put in the salt is really it's like integral to like how you want the flavor to be, because when you put salt in the beginning, it's going to cook off by the end. So if you want it to have a really salty flavor, you put the salt in at the very end of the dish. And if you want it to have a mild salty flavor, you put it in the beginning of the dish. And I don't know, Ryan, if you can speak to that at all, in any of like your
real quick, Val, the author's name, and I just lost it, of course, is
she's like this beautiful, exuberant human, and I have to Google it. But Ryan, can you speak to that at all about like when that was the thing that stuck with me is like when to put salt in, and it's like something that I've carried with me in my cooking.
So I'm gonna butcher her name.
Well, salt is a very useful thing. There's more uses of salt than just adding flavor and stuff. For example, one of my favorite things to do is if I'm something like chicken, you can do it with pork too. But I love brining meat beforehand.
Yep.
So specifically brining with salt actually makes meat.
Oh, he's dead.
No, he froze.
Brining is something where you take a meat, doesn't matter what kind it is. I mean, your flavorings will depend.
Wait, Ryan, say that one more time. What does brining do?
Brining makes everything more moist through science things that I don't want to specifically get into because I don't remember the whole science of it. But basically what it does is it breaks down the meat molecules enough that it holds more moisture when you cook it. It also increases the taste of it. As far as adding salt to a dish, you can add salt anytime you want. Specifically the salts like the black, salt and stuff like that. That's specifically a finishing salt. It's not really meant to be cooked into the dish. It's meant to add a layer of like, if you're taking a bite, you should be able to taste that salt when you take that bite. However, like regular salt that you're adding to a dish for flavor, you can add anytime you want.
Right.
Although it should be adjusted at the end of when you're cooking. But
so that makes a lot of sense because I use the salt. Like I don't really use it when I'm making the focaccia. Like when I'm cooking the dough, I put regular sea salt in the dough. But when I'm like sprinkle it on the top, I use the black sea salt to like cook on the top because I want people to get that in their mouth when they're taking each individual bite. Yeah. Is that like different fun little salty flavor?
It's never overpowering.
No, it's like a really nice mild salt. So the person who salt, fat, acid, heat, if you guys are interested, is Samin Nosrat. I feel like that I may have butchered that, but
I was gonna butcher that name because I was gonna say it even worse than you did. I've got it looked up right now. Like you can't see on my phone, but I'm looking. I'm like, I'm gonna fuck this up.
Say it.
No, that's okay.
Nosrat.
Yeah. She's this wonderful, exuberant human with like super high energy and like the show is just so interesting and it really encompasses like different parts of the world and how they source their ingredients. So it's definitely, if you're like someone who like is getting into cooking and wants to like see the way that like the world cooks, that's a really good show to like expose yourself to.
Yeah.
This is how it is.
I personally, as a chef, most of the time hate cooking shows. I'm very particular with my cooking shows. If somebody starts pulling out measuring ingredients
for Alton Brown.
What?
You have such a hard on for Alton Brown, and I just
I love Alton
He's
Brown.
fucking awesome. I love that dude.
Alton Brown is the best.
Yeah,
well, no,
I'll agree with that.
Annoying.
Go.
Alton Brown, because Alton Brown's teaching you everything about everything that he's making. He's explaining why things happen, and that's why I love Good Eats so much. If you can't watch Good Eats because you don't have good taste like John, I highly recommend The F Word. by Gordon Ramsay. It's no longer on the air. But the F Word was basically Gordon Ramsay's cooking show. It's a combination of a lot of things. It's got a little bit of food competition. It's got a little bit of like behind the scenes of Gordon's life, and it's got a little bit of doing recipes. And when Gordon Ramsay does a recipe, he literally just goes, you do this, doesn't do measurements, doesn't do shit. He's just like, you do that, look, that's how it looks. This is that. And I fucking love that because I hate measurements and shit. Especially with like, I did no measurements for this. No measurements at all for dinner because I don't believe in measurements.
Okay, so
Except when you're baking. That's the only time you need measurements is baking. Because
so
bacon is science, is precise science.
So my grandmother, who is an incredible, the one that owned the restaurant, she always said to me, so we're in the process, like her daughter and a few of us are like in the process of trying to put together a recipe book for like, when she passes, she's got some really amazing recipes that like need to live on when she's not here. And it's been really hard because she's like, I don't cook with recipes. And like, that chowder that I made yesterday, the like corn chicken, whatever chowder, I didn't use it was delicious, but like I didn't use a recipe. And like for something like that, you just kind of gotta, if you're good at cooking, you can kind of like feel out like what the proportions of things can be. However, I will totally back up what you said about baking. Baking is chemistry. It is like
and that's why I fucking suck at it.
No, but see, that's why I like it is because I enjoy trying to like figure out the chemistry of baking because it is so specific. It's so funny how if you just fuck up something to a very slight degree, you can really ruin whatever you're trying to do.
There's a picture somewhere and it shows
I think it's the same thing I was about to say was the cookies.
Yes, the chocolate chip cookies. It shows 6 different chocolate chip cookies and it shows you, depending on what it looks like, what you did wrong. Like too much butter, too much sugar.
So it was saying if you use all white sugar or half white and brown sugar or all brown sugar, and then it was cold butter, melted butter, and then there was like a couple of other things.
Butter. Oh shit.
But it really does affect the chemistry of what you're making.
There's actually an episode of Good Eats. It's season 3 of Good Eats, I want to say. Alton Brown does a chocolate chip cookie episode where he exactly explains exactly that. Why the differences are there and everything like that. Because if you want like a fluffier cookie, you have to make it more like a cake. If you want a flatter cookie, you have to make it more like a pancake. That it's just basically how you allow things to
at the top right.
So humans at home not watching.
More dogs.
So humans or dogs. More flour. So more flour makes a more poofy cookie. We're looking at a infographic of cookies. It's saying you added too much egg. It's a very flat cookie. You added too much flour. It's kind of like a crackly, fluffy cookie. If you added too much baking powder, it looks a little bit wide and crackly. Too much sugar, it looks a little like the batter was a little soupy.
It looks perfect.
Yeah, I feel like too much butter looks really good.
So the interesting thing about the interesting thing about this picture, whenever I see it, is the one that's too much egg looks like a lot of packaged chocolate chip cookies, like Chips Ahoy, stuff like that. The one that has too much egg looks like when it comes out of a factory.
Interesting.
Well, flour looks fucked.
I mean, one of the ways that you could change up how cookies comes out is you could change instead of adding full eggs, you could do just yolks, and that will make a fluffier cookie too.
Okay, so before we move on, poultry seasoning. All right, Justin, what's the next question you got for us?
Poultry seasoning?
Yeah, everybody else got to answer. I didn't.
Well, I didn't go, but my favorite seasoning, if we were just going to go just straight seasoning, is probably oregano. I love fucking adding oregano to everything. If we were to go with, let's say, like a spice, the one thing that I love adding to any savory dish that I add to that I want it to be spicy is hoi fung sauce. Do you guys know what that is?
What did you just call me?
Hoi fung sauce. It's chili garlic sauce.
Oh, I like what they.
I've had that before. That shit is dank.
That
Yeah.
sounds.
Oh, that's so
I
good.
feel like I
Yeah.
had that.
All right.
Have yum-
If we're adding in sauces, this is my favorite sauce, right here.
What do you want to do you want to tell the people listening later what that is, Roy?
Now-
So, yeah,
Lord, and I can't read it, Ryan. Come on,
my
man. You know I
favorite,
got
my favorite sauce to add is shoyu. The one that I have.
Yeah, you're
is
showing us.
whiskey barrel aged shoyu. Basically, shoyu is what you get when you take soy sauce and let it age, pretty much. This one's whiskey barrel aged. It mellows out the flavor a lot.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. Shoyu itself, real shoyu, is very expensive to import, but it's so fucking good. I love substituting that or adding it in proportion whenever I'm supposed to use soy sauce, or just making dips and stuff like that out of it.
Ooh.
Like if you wanted like a dip for chicken or something, raw garlic, shoyu, salt, pepper, a little bit of olive oil, and ginger, and you stir that up.
Ooh.
Good, so good.
I use a lot of soy sauce. I make like this weird elote sauce that's like sour cream, mayo, paprika, salt, pepper, garlic, but I feel like that the like mellowed soy sauce that you were just saying would look like feel really good in there. Like a really nice little I'm gonna try. Oh my god, I fucking love
When I saw this shoyu at the store, it was at like a Big Y. I literally freaked out and I was like, holy shit, I found some shoyu! And I spent $45 for that bottle.
Is it hard to find around here?
Yeah. It depends. It's probably easier to find in Boston because of importation.
Yeah.
But like in bumfuck Connecticut, it's harder to find.
So Ryan, there's this place that like I guess I was gonna be one of my recommendations, but I'll just say it now. It's called Cam Man, and it's this incredible Asian market. It's huge. It's an incredibly huge Asian market in Quincy where I live. And I highly suggest anyone who likes anyone who likes food, any foodie.
Anyone who likes food and surviving.
Anyone who likes food, Cam Man is incredible. And the next time I go to Cam Man, I'm gonna look for that soy sauce for you. Or what
shoyu.
It's from Japan. So if they're not like
so this place is this like incredibly huge like warehouse. They have a travel agency in the middle of their market. So like they have everything
over in Alston.
What?
It's kind of like the Super 88 in Alston, right?
No,
there, right
like Super 88 is like 1/10 of what Cam Man is.
Oh, I'm not disputing that, but I'm pretty sure there's like a travel to X countries like sign there, and like it tells you how to.
But the next time I go there, I'm gonna look for that sauce, and if they have it, I'm gonna mail it to you because it's just they have everything.
Yeah,
it's
we actually have an Asian market near us. It's small, but every time I walk in there, I'm like a kid in a candy store walking around, going, "Wow! Oh, look at all the noodles that they have and everything like that." I love making Asian food because of how simple and fun it is to do. I haven't done it in a long time. I should probably do it for Devin at some point. But I used to make dumplings and stuff all the time. And spring rolls. Yeah. I fucking love that shit.
I think Asian food is my favorite food to like go to the market, like pick out all the different weird, cool ingredients. And the Cam Man is one of those stores. So it's got like, it's literally like the size of like a BJ's or a Sam's Club. but it's just Asian food, and there's like a whole live fish market. There's a whole there's a whole lot, like, huge produce section. That's where I get my, so I cook a lot with quail eggs. And so I can get quail eggs there. It's just got amazing stuff. But like
is it the kind of place where you could just get a live frog?
Yes.
Just like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, they have like amazing shit there. I've gone there and you can get like a whole octopus. You can get it's amazing. It's incredible. And
fuck yeah.
Octopus. So
yeah, picture.
Can Man's wild. Can Man's wild, and I suggest everyone to go there. Yeah. They have
I'm gonna have to go up to Boston, not to go visit John. I'm just gonna have to go up to visit that place.
Yes. No, but seriously, I'll go with you because like I usually go there alone when I'm high and I just walk the aisles and just like end up being like, oh, I love everything. And it would be nice to go with someone.
Please tell me you make walk in there.
Oh, anyway, hey Justin, what else you got for us? Next question, sir.
Favorite fast food.
If
when your guilty pleasure fast food.
Chick-fil-A, I will come LGBTQ kick your
Yo,
ass.
fuck Chick-fil-A, dude.
Yeah, fuck Chick-fil-A.
As our resident queer,
my man.
As our resident queer mo,
Yeah.
I will
You mean me?
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A can suck a butt.
Yeah.
Well, they do.
If I'm gonna eat fast food, it's usually Wendy's.
That's my.
It's your first.
I usually don't feel like. Yeah.
But I can't eat it anymore because I'm dating you.
He's told me he won't. He's told me he won't eat Chick-fil-A because they don't like the homo.
I usually pick Wendy's because usually after I eat Wendy's, I don't feel like shit compared to every other fast food.
It's that does make you want shit after you eat it.
Yeah.
I
also
talk about KFC, everything makes you want to shit out after.
Yeah.
If Chinese
I
food,
can't eat Taco Bell.
Chinese food, but you know.
Do you guys consider Olive Garden as fast food or no?
No.
No, not really. That's
So
fast casual, I think is what it's
go-
called.
Yes.
Drive
So like
through is
something that
fast
you can
food.
drive through. Okay, so my favorite drive-through would not
Mine's
even
Zaxby's
drive-through.
for number 3.
I think
Forever.
Five Guys is my favorite.
That's
fast
not
food.
drive-through.
No, but it's.
I consider that more fast food than Olive Garden is. Like it's actually.
I think Five Guys is my favorite like fast food because
I think there's an argument you can make for Five Guys being fast food. I mean, you get stuff pretty quickly. Like it's the same thing. Like Dutch's is fast food, but Dutch's, if you go to Dutch's, that's going to take you just as long to get your food as ordering something from Five Guys. So
yeah.
You know, I think the way we got to think of this is like, do
Finally.
you go in and sit down and look at a menu and then order and somebody brings it to you, or do you walk up to a counter and order and then you get your food?
Interesting.
I think that's the argument to make, and that's the argument to make. I would probably agree that, granted, this is a dated regional opinion, but I think Connecticut's Duchess would be my number one. It's like 12.
What is? I've never
heard this.
Is that a Connecticut
you
thing?
Wouldn't, because it's a Connecticut exclusive thing. It's like there's like 12 locations across Connecticut.
And then it's like every other state we're not going out of here.
But I mean, like Connecticut doesn't have an A&W.
Yeah.
Right.
So imagine if you want to know what Dutch's is, imagine if like your local deli decided to open like a drive-through. It's everything is made fresh. Like if you have a breakfast sandwich, it literally tastes like you just went to the corner deli and they just made it in front of you. Like everything at Dutch's is just delicious because they literally make it in front of you.
Can you spell? Is it DUTCH''S?
No, it's DUCHESS if I remember correctly.
Dutchess.
As in,
So like a Dutchess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I need to caveat this because if you had asked me 5 to 10 years ago, that would have been my answer. I think Dutchess has gone downhill in that time.
Okay.
Now, I don't have a number 1, number 2 because they go back and forth so often depending on which chain I'm at, but it's KFC and Popeyes.
I don't like
I forgot
Popeyes.
about what?
I don't like Popeyes. I think it's garbage.
Oh my!
I
Those
like
spicy chicken tenders. I'd have sex with them if I could.
I mean, we can make that happen.
How?
I think
Make it.
KFC, if I
They're
were to
going up there.
I think one of my favorite like hangover
Do
foods is KFC's mac and cheese and KFC's mashed potatoes.
The
That's
fakest
like-
shit in the world.
I know it's
Yeah,
fake.
but
Oh.
when you're drunk, you don't care.
So
No, but
so
I'm-
Val, this is
I'll
every
go-
Duchess that exists.
All right, well that is a
It makes me so sad. Oh my god, is that really?
No.
Yeah, it's every Duchess that exists.
Just go.
I've
Like,
been to 7 of them. Good God.
what
So-
I you know what? I'm gonna take a road trip there just to it's Duchess.
Bro,
Yeah.
Val, bring me
But
with
so
you.
wait,
Oh
so
my
one
God.
of them is called Duchess, one of them is called Duchess Restaurant, one of them is called Duchess Family Restaurant.
Yep.
What is happening here?
there's Duchess of Monroe too.
I'm pretty sure it's like a family company and they just name depending on where it is. I don't think it really matters. They all serve the same shit.
Yeah. But
So-
like I said, like the food is good. It's not as good as it was 10 years ago.
Can I
That's
get
what
like
happens when expansion goes on.
What
yeah,
if-
but these
Oops,
guys
they're
have expanded in 20 years.
can I get like
Oh,
a
well, shit, never mind.
can I get like a fried egg with roast beef and horseradish sauce?
Probably.
Probably.
All right. That's what I'm saying. That's like primetime deli stuff.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
Now,
I mean,
kind of an important thing is I've actually eaten at 2 of the Big Two's original restaurants.
what's the big two?
Which ones do you think they are, Val?
The big two.
Big two is probably McDonald's and Burger King
Exactly. I've eaten at both of them.
at their original
They're
restaurants.
My mother used to work the original Burger King in Mattoon, Illinois.
Wow.
Wow.
To the point where they bought the name only. So they
Where-
don't have
Original McDonald's.
California, right?
no, there was actually, unless I'm thinking of the wrong one, but I believe it was also an Illinois or an Indiana-based chain. Like the original, not the ones that got syndicated.
Have you seen Founder from the McDonald's movie?
Oh,
The
that was-
original McDonald's was in San Bernardino, California.
That's what it was. Yep,
Then
you're right.
I've eaten at the first McDonald's in Illinois. Then we'll go with that.
Okay.
I will say the original Burger King versus what you have across the country is so different and
Yeah.
so good. Oh my God. Like, because it's still like we just hyped up Duchess to be like this family owned like thing. And the same guy has been making French fries there for the last like 55 years or whatever. He worked with my mother. He's like 92 years old, still working. It's awesome. It's so good.
Interesting.
Have
so
you guys had
I think
No.
Megan there too. What's up?
What?
In-N-Out Burger? Have you guys had that? That's the
Yes.
one I literally have not had.
I've
Is
had
it good?
Del Taco. I will say Del Taco was good.
what's Del Taco?
It's basically the South's version of Taco Bell.
Yes.
That sounds fucking disgusting.
It's
Yeah.
not gross.
But Taco Bell is shitty. Del Taco is like less shitty.
I will say
Okay.
that I live about 3 miles from the original Dunkin' Donuts location, which I consider to be fast food.
It's fast food.
Yes.
It's god awful.
And I don't really
Fuck you,
have
John.
It is. You
no Dunkin' Donuts. I will say
Dunkin' Donuts. It's
I'm in Massachusetts. I live in
fucked
Massachusetts. I
up.
Dunkin' Donuts a lot of times in my life. Dunkin' Donuts is one of the more trash places in their coffee sucks a whole open butt. Their food is just not good. It's a terrible fast food place.
I will spend the extra $2 to get an iced coffee at Starbucks because I know it's going to taste exactly the same every fucking time.
Absolutely. 100%. Yes,
Oh,
because
I like my Dunkin', so it's whatever.
Dunkin' Donuts tastes like burnt piss water, Justin. Why are you incorrect?
We established last week that Justin likes IPAs, so
Okay.
No, I hate IPAs.
Oh no, dude!
Justin,
I hate IPAs.
I don't believe you.
I hate IPAs. I do. I hate IPAs. I don't know why he said that. I like stouts. That's what I
That's
said last
what it
week.
was. Yeah,
Oh,
I think
okay.
you like stouts.
No, I like stouts. Hold on. I love stouts. I love stouts and porters. Those are my
Yeah.
beer homies.
Yeah, those are my two
That's why we're
favorite
always in
types of beer.
Cambridge.
What?
That explains why you're always in Cambridge. You're going to Porter Square.
I want like a beer that tastes like a cheeseburger. That's what I want. I want like a thick.
What the fuck?
I want like a thick, heavy, viscous beer. That's what I
It's a
like.
nice mouthfeel to it.
Yeah, like a
What the fuck?
shut up.
That's what I'm saying. What is wrong with you people?
I want like a heavy, like whipped like beer that's like coats my tongue. I love a good dark beer.
Jesus Christ, that's so descriptive.
I'm sorry that I like what I like.
Fucking A.
I was excited maybe to try your food one day. I no longer trust your taste buds. I don't know what the fuck is going on in your head. Okay.
Well, you never know.
You do know.
So I will say, Val, that I looked up. I wanted to see if anybody had a cheeseburger beer because that was just an interesting concept. And the closest thing I was able to get was pickle beer.
It's actually bomb.
Pickle juice
It's so
and
good.
beer. So no, listen. Okay, so I have
pickle
things
beer
to
is
say about
different.
this. I think pickle juice, the vinegar, acidic content of pickle juice goes great with alcohol. I think picklebacks to shots and pickle juice in drinks taste delicious. And I've drank a bunch of different cocktails that involve pickle juice. And I think pickle beer I'm like fully for that. I think it tastes delicious.
I
think scientific sense.
Val, Steve gave me, folks at home, Steve was a guest last week. Steve gave me this awesome seaweed cider. Honest to God, it was like the saltiest, like low tidiest thing in the world. It was so good. And I cannot find it in Massachusetts. It makes me so sad.
Dude, I think salt and beer.
Apple cider.
I
so
think
you get the salty and the sweet combined. It was so good.
I think that's what it activates is like when we're talking about like different like flavor profiles. I think if you're activating like salty and sweet, like I wasn't there like someone who did some I'm going to be really vague, but I think that like salty and sweet together, it activates something in your brain that like takes off that limit of like wanting to stop eating. There's this weird like salty and sweet balance that it shuts off your ability to say I've had enough, and it just like gives you this like insatiable feeling in your brain, which is why like when people talk about like, oh, we're gonna make something salty and sweet, or like chocolate covered pretzels or something like that, it's like the perfect balance of like it does something to your brain, and I have nothing to back it up, but I also know that I've read something about it, like from a psychological perspective, it takes off like something in your brain that says to like stop eating. Am I wrong? Does anybody know?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
Out after like 20 seconds.
Oh, what are you doing in there, bud? What's going on in your hand?
Pouring things into Tupperware containers.
But look how good this looks. Look at that. Oh,
I want.
Justin, go ahead and just zoom in on only his screen for a moment. Oh, never mind, it's gone.
I want to put my face in that pan, please.
Yeah,
hey,
I have to be like ready to do that because I can just use spotlight.
Yeah. Let me see that.
Hold it up to the camera.
Let me see that.
Oh yeah, me like wonton.
Oh fuck me! No wait! Do that again.
Spank it again. Spank it harder this time.
Oh my god!
Smear it around.
We're definitely crossing that food and sex line right now.
Hey man.
Oh my god! I'm fully torped.
How many people just came?
Can I go back to the spice cabinet for you then?
Dude, food is the sexiest thing that exists. I would rather watch someone make like really delicious food than I'd rather do that than bang, probably.
Oh god, what is
probably. I just think food is one of the most.
What kind of
Justin,
bullshit is that?
Justin, you're in like an industrial kitchen, right?
I've had this as my background for like the last like 30 minutes.
I haven't been.
Hey, Justin, bring us back to
Look,
gallery
you're-
view if you don't mind.
I
You look like
did.
your TGI
Oh.
Fridays kitchen.
What the fuck is that face in the background?
Oh, that's it's a long
Hey,
story.
Kid Trump.
Hey,
Oh,
I like to remind Justin that I won.
sure.
What is the background?
hey, Justin.
to
Hey,
that?
Justin. Hey, Justin.
Yeah.
I'd also like to remind you that John's a literal dickhead.
Yep. I know. It was the perfect Christmas gift. Oh, I thought he had it. I thought he was about to pull it out.
John. Hey, John.
I'm not putting it on. It smells like latex, and I don't like that feel.
John, can you just show everybody?
I'll show Dom after the show, maybe.
Okay.
Alrighty, thanks, buddy.
Are we about getting ready to wrap up now?
Yeah, I had one
You
last
have like
question.
6 more questions. We're just like, fuck it. Let's go off the deep end.
I had one
Alrighty,
last question
come
that
to
we
the
could
next
talk
right
about.
now.
I had one last question that we could talk about really quick, and then we'll do recommendations.
Yes.
What region makes the best barbecue?
North Carolina.
Georgia.
See, I knew we
Georgia.
were going to have.
You
I would
have
say
one
Georgia
answer,
or
one
Texas.
answer.
I would say Texas or Georgia.
Nashville.
Okay.
Carolina.
They have vinegar base. It's fantastic. That's what they're.
I would go with vinegar base personally.
No?
Ooh, you know what? Or Memphis. Nashville, Memphis go back and forth for me.
I would
Yeah.
say Texas or Georgia.
Okay.
all-
I mean, Dom gave a reason. Does anybody else have a reason for this?
Thank you. Thank you. Jesus Christ.
Dom at least explained himself. Everyone's just like, oh.
Texas,
far as-
maybe a little
But
sour.
he also lived in North Carolina.
So I have firsthand proof that it's the fucking best. I've been to
As
Texas,
far
been
as-
to North Carolina, been to Georgia. North Carolina has the best barbecue, vinegar based.
As far as styles, I will go with North Carolina because I do like the vinegar.
I'm in.
all right.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
But
my
really,
reason
Let's
for-
be honest, it's actually technically Korea because
Korean barbecue is delicious, yes, but it's not barbecue.
It's
Is
barbecue
it
Korean.
Brazil?
technically
The
barbecue.
Asian guy came here, tried ribs one time, and said, "You know what? I can do this better back in Seoul." And then he tried to, and he's like, "You know what goes great with Korean barbecue? Korean fucking soju." And then they made a fucking match made in heaven.
Yeah.
Well,
Tried that yet, so I cannot. say
I
anything.
really like Brazilian barbecue, but that's a different thing, and I feel like
Get
it's not
into a
cons-
fucking different whole goddamn
It's a,
continent
yeah, it's a
thing.
different. It's a different thing.
Jesus Christ.
It's not the same kind of barbecue.
What the fuck do you mean?
Brazilian barbecue is my favorite kind of barbecue.
Well,
it's
that was the
because-
question. What kind of fucking barbecue is your favorite?
I love Brazilian steakhouses because,
Ka-ching,
but
ka-ching,
that's like,
ka-ching.
is that barbecue? It's
Yeah,
like a
I think so.
I will come out on this. Steakhouses can sell barbecue, yes. Some barbecue will sell steak, but the two are not mutually exclusive. So
right. I hate those Brazilian steakhouses where you like have like a red and a green card
Yeah.
on table, and like when it's on green, people just keep bringing you smoked meats or like cooked meats, and then when you're on red, they don't. It's just like it's like a continuous carousel of meat, and that's the best meat I've ever had. Personally.
Yeah. I will agree with that.
Anything cooked on a grill that's like beef brisket.
Yeah,
something like
it's
that,
hard. Yeah.
Made with a sauce. Like I feel like
here's,
a
here's
barbecue.
like where Dom is either gonna love me or hate me, and actually
No.
Ryan too. But Ryan already knows this about me. I fucking hate sauces. If
What do
you
you
have a sauce on your meat, you didn't
How
cook it
dare you?
properly.
What
So-
do you mean?
So
Barbecue
Val,
sauce,
just
ketchup, things like that.
just a quick aside. The actual name for a Brazilian steakhouse, and I'm gonna butcher this.
Churrascura.
Is churrascura, however you say that. CHURRASCARI, and it's a Portuguese word that means barbecue. So
Churrasco.
literally, Brazilian steakhouses are barbecue. It's literally called a barbecue.
All right, so yeah, shit. But hey, I love sauces, and I add them on after I
So,
taste it without the sauces.
It's called a churrascuria.
Oh Jesus
There
Christ!
you
That's
go.
what it's called.
But yeah, no, I mean, and that's why I say like Memphis style, because Memphis style is primarily like a dry rub with like herbs and spices, things like that, and then they smoke it for 15 fucking hours, and it all falls off the bone, and it tastes good without the added fucking need for napkins and bullshit like that.
Right. Yeah. Okay, cool. It was interesting. Interesting answers to that question. I thought we were going to have a little more of a debate than that, but okay.
Who fucking
Everybody else is wrong, and Riv is right. It's usual.
Oh God.
More
Fucking
questions? Add another one.
Well, Justin, it's that time.
yeah.
Ridiculous question of the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is recommendation time.
It's like a
High roller hat. It's a one
Spicy
that,
guacamole boy, he is.
Yeah.
what? Oh wait, do it. Do the spicy guacamole boy.
Wait, I gotta find where I put that. That is right here.
Spicy guacamole boy.
There you go. Do you want to lead us off, Phil?
Yeah, I would love to. Okay. So I already talked about Can Man, but I definitely suggest Can Man in Quincy, Massachusetts, if for all of your Asian food needs. So my other recommendation is a place in Portland, Maine. Is it in the Old Port, technically?
Yep, Old Port.
So it's in the Old Port. Portland, Maine is very near and dear to me. But there's this restaurant called High Roller Lobster Company. And they are just, they do everything excellently. They have a raw bar that does like amazing oysters. They have everything that they do involves like really delicious fresh lobster.
Everything's put on brioche buns.
You've never been there. Okay, so
That's what it says on the goddamn
they
website.
have incredible. So the last time I went, I had a lobster grilled cheese, I had lobster rangoons, and I had lobster mac and cheese. If you are a seafood lover or a lobster lover, they are like so incredible. And they also have the most incredible, they have great cocktails. They have everything. I have never had anything but delicious food from them. And they also do a great job with social distancing. They do a great job with like COVID era accommodations. They do an excellent job, and their merch kicks so much ass. I have a bunch of shirts and different things. Their merch is incredible. Yeah, so this is the High Roller Lobster hat that I have, and I wear it almost everywhere. But yeah, if you're in the Portland, Maine area and you are in the mood for some amazing lobster, amazing. They also have like things like burgers and chicken and fry. You know, they have like American bar fare, but like if you're a lobster homie, they're amazing for you. So yeah, High Roller Lobster Company in Portland, Maine. Highly suggest. Please go there and eat all of the things. Yeah. So do you want to suggest anything?
I do. Actually, right down the street in Portland, man. I was having the discussion.
So he went to college right down the street. Weirdly enough, he went to college right down the street from
University of Southern Maine is where I went, is Portland, Maine. There's actually a yacht that has a restaurant on it called DeMillo's. One of my favorite dishes I've ever had in my life is their lobster mac and cheese. Expensive as shit, but totally worth it. You literally get to dine on a boat, look out at the sunset, and have the best goddamn food ever. DeMillo's on a yacht.
Very cool.
I don't know what else to fucking say about it.
That's
It's
it.
fucking fantastic.
That was
That's fine. Short and sweet. It's awesome. John, why don't you go?
So Justin, I found myself a roguelike this week that's actually kind of fun. And you
Oh,
know I
cool.
hate
Which one?
roguelike games. So it's a first-person shooter roguelike called Gunfire Reborn. It's in early access on Steam right now.
Okay.
What's fun about it is you take control of a small fuzzy animal. So there's a cat, a dog, a scary cat, and a bird.
Okay.
And, yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's you don't really get better, you just do slightly better each time.
Yeah. Well, one of my favorite roguelike games of all time is actually a first-person shooter. It's Void Bastards.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I think that's on Steam too. That game is amazing. But I'm looking this up now. Looks cool. What?
I said you should look into this game and we should stream it to the people. It'll be funny.
Yeah, I see it right now. Yeah, it looks cool. I'll look into it more. Ryan, why don't you go and I'll go and then we can wrap up.
Okay. My recommendation this week is to one of the number one things, if anyone asks what to get better at cooking and everything like that, always get a quality fucking knife. These are my two favorite knives. This is my Shun. It's Japanese steel, really beautiful. It's a fully hollowed edge on both sides. And this is my precious lady, my Woodstock.
The German engineering, my friend. Yeah, we are good at everything we do.
Is a 14-inch chef's knife, perfectly balanced. Always keep a sharp chef's knife with you. It's the number one thing. If you're going to cook, you should have a quality knife. Not a piece of shit knife that you get at fucking Target. Not a piece of shit knife that's gonna fall apart. If you have to push, when you're cutting, if you have to push when you're cutting, your knife's not sharp. It needs to be sharp. And you're gonna hurt yourself. You're not hurting what you're cutting. You're only hurting yourself. So always have a super sharp chef's knife on you at all times. I know I use my chef's knife as a spatula. I've eaten off my chef's knife. Chef's knife are the most important thing in the kitchen. So yeah, chef's knife.
Very cool.
Knives are my favorite.
I agree. I think the best thing, like, when I was moving from one house to another, the best thing that I could have done for myself was get myself a good set of knives. And it really does, like, that takes your cooking. Like, I think knives cut down on the time of cooking, like, more than you would think. Be it like prep, like cooking prep gets cut down a significant amount when you have a good set of knives. Fully support that.
I believe in you should buy yourself a knife by itself. Buying a collection of knives is still not going to be that good of a knife. You should buy a knife that is, especially if you're going to get a full-size chef knife, you want to make sure it's also full tang. Like you can see my Woodstock right here is a full tang. Sometimes the full, you can't actually see what the inside looks like, but you always want a full tang. That way it's not going to fall apart or anything like that on you.
And does that mean put it in the dishwasher?
Yeah.
I agree. That was so I have a knife when I moved from my last place that I lived to here. I bought myself 2 different knives, and one of them was like a fully beautiful chef knife, and it was full tang, and I don't even use it. I use it like for special occasions. It's like my special occasion knife that I use for like Thanksgiving and like dinner parties and stuff. And it like cuts down on like my food prep time. It cuts down on like, I don't know. I just think it's like
you could get a Santoku chef knife like this, the Shun, the small knife. That will do anything for you too. Like this will do precise. Like I've done paring work with this knife, whereas this is too heavy to do it. This knife is like super, super sharp, but small enough that I could do it for everything. I even use this for meat prep and everything like that. But another one of the number one things is to get a fucking real cutting board.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yes.
My man.
That's a fucking cutting board, not.
Please drop
This is not a cutting board. This is small. It's made out of wood. It's not a cutting board.
That's for serving charcuterie.
There you go.
Jesus
Get
Christ.
a cutting board. Yes, these are things that like people don't think that will like cut down, like if you don't like cooking because you feel like it takes too long, there's things that you can do to like significantly cut down your time, like good knives, good cutting boards, good cookware. Like these are things that will literally save your life.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
So
All
I just
right, Jay.
save my life.
What do you recommend? What do you recommend?
Wait,
Jay?
time out. Ryan, do you recommend those 5 knives that we got for $20 at the Big E like 6 years ago? Because I still use the chef knife every single day.
Where is she? I don't know where.
And the paring knife is also a decent paring knife.
You mean this one?
Yeah, that one.
Daddy.
I fucking love this knife too. This knife is great because it's got that flex in it.
That looks like I just want you
This
to
fucking
cut.
open shit.
I
I cut plastic. I had a thing of plastic that I had to cut. I grabbed this fucking knife and sawed through that shit. This thing is my like. Whereas my chef's knife is like my precision weapon, this is just my fucking like.
It's gotta die. Let's kill
My
it.
fucking like rocket launcher.
Ryan, I would pay for an OnlyFans where you just cut through like cooked meat with that knife.
With this knife?
Yes.
I mean, this knife is shit for cutting through meat. I'm
I
gonna
mean,
cut through meat.
It's fancy and I like it.
Hey,
I would
Ryan,
just
thank you for telling us all about how great your knives are. Let's let Justin talk finally.
I still pay for an OnlyFans where you just cut meat with knives. I love you, Justin.
On that note, my recommendation is a show that just started. Only one episode is out. The next episode airs tomorrow. It's actually a sci-fi show, which I'm not usually into sci-fi shows because they're usually shitty. But this show is called Resident Alien, and it stars Alan Tudyk. And I can tell you, this show probably would not work very well if Alan Tudyk was not the main character. He brings that show and makes it fucking awesome. The first episode was just hilarious, and I don't know. Just go watch it. It's really good. It's Sci-Fi's app is free. You don't have to have a subscription or anything, so you can just watch it with commercials. So go watch it. And episode 2 is out tomorrow, and I can't wait. It's also based off of a comic. It's based off of a Dark Horse comic. So, but it was a very, very good show. If you're a fan of Alan Tudyk, which a lot of people are, watch this fucking show because it was hilarious. And it's classic Alan Tudyk. So
Also, I want to add to that. He is the pirate in Dodgeball.
Yep.
Yes. Okay, that is him. Yes.
Yes.
He's also
Yes.
the pilot in Firefly.
Yeah, the pilot of Firefly. He's also the bot in Rogue One, the really funny bot.
He's
Yep.
also the chicken in Moana.
Yep.
He's also the main character in Con Man.
We're
Yeah.
giving you many reasons to watch the show.
He's also, I believe it was Chaucer from A Knight's Tale.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, one of the things that makes this show is he'll say something and then they'll have his inner thought, and Alan Tudyk doing voice work as his character's inner thoughts makes the jokes land even better. And it's just, anybody else could not have done this. This part was made for Alan Tudyk. It just was. So that's all I'll say. Go watch it.
Oh wait, hold on. Did you say that he plays Hey Hey in Moana?
Yeah, he's the chicken. He got paid millions of dollars to say "bok."
Oh my fucking god!
I love that. Hey Hey's one of my favorite parts of Moana. That makes me love it even more.
Yeah.
See, there's many reasons why you should watch it.
He's one of the most sought after voice actors in Hollywood. So
He's fantastic. He does a lot of good impersonations.
Good for him.
yeah. But anyway, on that note, thank you for listening or watching us. If you want to listen to us again or catch up on any of our other episodes, you can find us on Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud, YouTube, iHeartRadio, and a handful of other podcast platforms. If you can't find us on your favorite podcast platform, please let us know so I can work on getting us there. Our tag you can use to find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook is more is 3EP Podcast. Our website is 3eppodcast.com. Please come check it out and learn a little bit about our podcasters. We live stream our episode almost every Tuesday around 8 p.m. Eastern on YouTube. So follow us here, there, wherever you're listening. Please give us a like and most definitely comment so we know what you think about what we were doing. And let us know if you have any questions or comments or suggestions. If they're listening to us on SoundCloud or YouTube or any of our other platforms that support it, what do they do, John?
Like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification. Let us know what you're thinking. Send us an email.
There you go. Please also remember to check out our network at giveusashot.network, where you can find our sister podcasts as well as our t-shirts and other merchandise. Everyone say good night to the fans. We will be back next
Wait,
week.
hold on. Chef
Yep.
Ryan, thank you so much for cooking your delicious food. It was lovely to watch you work.
Yes,
Thank
and
you.
I'm looking forward to Val cooking next week.
Yeah. Let's set the house on
Soak it whole.
fire.
Everybody
Please.
else.
I don't have to do the fucking dishes.
Salad and sandwich.
We will be back next week with our special food game show. I will be the host, and these little people will be the contestants. And we're going to have a couple of different sections of the game show, and we'll see who wins in the end. And maybe there'll be a prize, maybe there won't. It depends on how I'm feeling.
Welcome
There
to
won't.
this types of podcast where everything's made up and the points don't matter.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you for saying the joke that I was planning on saying next week, John. Fuck
God
you.
damn it.
I feel like that was 2 hours.
Give me.
Mwah.